morning and welcome to the Yarn Waffle podcast. My name is Liz Wood. I'm a crochet designer. I live in York in the UK. This is a podcast mainly about my knitting and crochet and all the crafty things. And we are on episode 6. I can't believe we're at 6 already. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and make this a bit of a shorter one this week, but who knows. Right, so let's dive right in, and now the light is doing something really weird, so let's not. Okay, so let's dive right in this week with what I'm wearing. I don't have a knitted sweater on this week, I've got my favourite star jumper on, but I do have a knitted shawl. This is one that I knitted probably about a year ago now. I cannot remember the name of the pattern. I will pop it on the screen. It's a one skein shawl and it's just a very long triangle, and it is knit in yarn by Sheep on Mars. I can't remember the colourway name, but it is absolutely beautiful. Cats. I've just changed it so she can't actually get into the window by climbing on the box that my tripod is on. She has to go on the other side and she hasn't figured it out yet. So we're in for some wobbling while she does. Cassie, come here. Yeah, so this is just a simple garter and lace shawl. It is knit out of yarn from Sheep on Mars that I picked up at the first British Wool Show that I went to, and I just loved it instantly. It's a 4-ply fingering weight yarn. It's curling a little bit because it gets a lot of wear. It does have like a little picot edge. I can't remember how long this took to knit. It's a while ago since I knit it, but yeah, I love it. It's really pretty, and it's just a nice little shawl that is long enough to actually stay on and not fall off, because I tend to find one skein shawls are always falling off me. Hey-ho. Right, so this week has been the start of the Stephen West Starflake mystery shawl along. So that is going to be what I will be talking about later. How I got on with the first clue, and yes, it's been a lot. But first, we're going to do the normal routine. Normal, episode 6, and we have a normal routine. So I do have a finished object, just the one this week, and I have finished my socks in the Crazy Zalba ball in what I am generously calling a Christmas colourway. There's plenty of red in there, so yeah, let's call these a Christmas pair of socks. These won't be entered into the festive sock along that Amy from Stranded Dye Works is hosting, because I cast them on before it started. But I have at least one whip that will. So these are a plain vanilla sock. They're knit on 2.25 needles. I use Magic Loop method, and I have interchangeable ChowGoos, which I adore. I have done a heel flap and gusset on these ones, and I have done a wedge toe. And I don't know if you can see, on the last episode I was trying to figure out what I was doing with my slip knits, because they were twisting and they've gone wrong, and what I was doing was I was twisting the stitches. Yes, I was taking them off purlwise rather than knitwise, and yes, so I know what I've done, but I continue to do it so at least they match. Does that make sense? Not a massive fan of the Crazy Zalba ball yarn. It is a commercially dyed yarn. It is from Germany, if I remember rightly. I love the effect it gives, that you get this sort of ombre effect. I think that's because it's a fractal spin. But I don't like the fact that you get these lines in it. And the only way I could get rid of those lines is by putting in contrast heels, which I didn't want to do in these. So I do have those lines, but I can live with it. I can live with it. But yeah, so that is my only finished object this week. I have one pair of vanilla socks done. And while we're on socks, we'll move into works in progress and we'll talk more about socks. Cassie, come on. So this is my Christmas sock bag. It is by Saffron Blue. You can see that there, and this was a present from my mum for last Christmas. And in here I have another pair of Christmas socks, and these ones will be entered into the festive sock along. Here we go. Look at that. Aren't these colours amazing? They're really bright jewel tones and they scream Christmas to me. This is not a self-striping yarn. I think you can probably see by the back and how many ends I've got to sew in. A lot. That these are ones that I've made out of minis, and then I'm striping them myself. And whoop, I have a needle in there. Yeah, so these are 5 little minis that I dyed up. When I was doing my last dyeing session in my old house, I had a lot of minis that I'd wound up to test things on, and what I really wanted to do was just test to make some semi-solids or solids to see how the dyes come out at their sort of true concentration. So that was a really interesting experiment, but I did end up with a lot of sort of colours, but then putting them together, I think they look fab as Christmas socks. Really, really love these. I have done the foot decreases. Again, I've done... Did I do a heel flap and gusset? No, this is a short row heel. Helps if I know what I'm doing, which I often don't. So this is a standard short row heel, which I normally do on my vanilla socks. So there are no foot decreases. But what I have done after that is I've done a full repeat of the colours after I've done the heel. Can you guess what's happening? It's a cat. There you go, there's a tail. I'll just stay here a minute. This will all be edited out. Yeah, Cassie, you're driving me potty already. So yeah, so this is the first pair of socks that I'll be entering into the festive sock along, and it will be my 5th pair of socks for my Christmas box of socks. So that only means I've got to make 7 more pairs before Christmas. That's not mental. That's crazy. The other socks that have actually had some work on them done this week is my Traffic Island socks, and this is a free pattern on Ravelry. I will put the link in on the screen, and it is knit in yarn that came in a mystery box from Gamer Crafting, and the colourway was Poison Apple. I really love these socks. This is the second one. The first one is already finished and is here. Ooh, reach over. Sorry, Valkyrie. So yeah, that's the first one finished, and the second one is nearly there. These should hopefully be finished for next week. And there's not much more to talk about with those right now, or that I haven't said before. Okay, more works in progress. This is my sheepy bag that I made myself. It's my sweater bag for when I was making my Zweig. I made this bag, and I made one for my friend Erica, who you will have seen on last week's Yandel vlog. Yeah, because we were making our Zweigs at the same time. So other than the mystery shawl along, the only other project I have had a chance to work on this week is my shawl design, and this is the Not Tracy shawl, and I haven't got very far with it. It's just a case of it's just a triangle shawl, and it's all in garter, and it currently has my little progress keeper from Hannah of the Corner of Craft, and that's my little black sheep. And this is Black Elephant yarns in the Darrell colourway. It's going to start with the Darrell, and then it's going to stripe into the Mudbound colourway. And I am just absolutely loving this colour. It's sort of dark greens and mauves with pops of bright colour, and I love it. I would have liked to have more time to work on this week. Alas. Mystery shawl alongs. Who would do such a thing? Cassie? Can you sit down, please? Thank you, darling. Okay, so the only other work in progress really this week has been the mystery shawl along. The clue was released on Friday, the first clue. I think getting the email woke me up, and I downloaded it straight away and looked at it, and the first thing was to do I-cords, and I was like, I don't know how to do I-cords. Oh, I've only done them once before. I didn't get back to sleep or get much sleep after that because I was just like, what have I done? What have I done? I am going to show you the shawl. If you don't want any spoilers for the mystery shawl along, probably best to tune out now, and hopefully I'll see you next week, or you could fast forward until I start waving wool around for the acquisitions at the end. But bye if you're going, and hopefully see you next week. And mystery shawl along. This is in my Blue Panda bag, which is just from Yarn, a story that I got at Yarndale, and it is the perfect bag for this project because it is all the neons. So I am knitting this in yarn that I also picked up at Yarndale by Die Candy. I think it's the Acid and the Reaper colourways, so it's a beautiful solid black. I mean, as someone who dabbles in dyeing myself, I know how difficult it is to get a really good black, and wow, this is just beautiful. But the other one is very much a sort of a speckled neon, which also has black in. They looked perfect together when I saw them, and yeah. It is because of these colours that I am continuing with this, because I think they're working amazingly together. But this is way beyond my skills as a knitter. I'm doing it. I'll show you. So this is the Starflake Mystery Shawl Along by Stephen West, and again I'm knitting it in the Reaper and Acid colourways by Die Candy. And you start off, it starts off on this edge here with an I-cord, which I had never done before. Sorry for wobbling slightly. Then you start making these shapes which form up the star, all of which have an I-cord border and an I-cord cast off, which I had never done before. I knew this was going to be a challenge, it most certainly was. By the time I'd picked up and started on the second shape, I was feeling more confident, but not massively confident. I then, the clue was released on Friday, and on Friday I was going to see a friend's new house. He's just moved, and so I was able to go over and see that. So I wasn't able to get a lot done because I had to catch a bus. So I was able to sort of get to about here done, and the rest I did on Sunday, and I've done a little bit this morning. So it is fairly speedy, but there is a lot of moments of how many stitches am I picking up? Because yeah, you complete all these motifs and then you pick up and then pretty much just working stripes, but it is a paid for pattern, so I'm not going to go into it too much. But yeah, it is called Starflake as a pattern, and I think that is starting to become quite evident why. It's obviously the star motif, which hopefully will run throughout. I have no idea what's going to come up in the next sections. I am terrified at what is going to come up because I already feel like my mental knitting power that has gone into this is a lot. Oh, just so much. It's just like, when I was actually picking up around the motifs, I started doing it downstairs, and Cal, my other Bengal cat, was just everywhere and on me, and I came upstairs and Cassie started doing exactly the same thing, so I couldn't count, I couldn't pick up stitches, and in the end I just had to sit in here and shut Cassie out. So I had two cats howling at me while I was picking up stitches, and I honestly felt like crying. We got there. This is going to be an amazing shawl, whether I can wear it, whether it'll just be like a trauma and I can never actually wear it. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. I got over the hump of just being like, I'm not this knitter. This isn't like something I feel comfortable with, but sometimes you've just got to focus and get it done, and that's what I've done with this. I've made a commitment. I love the yarn. I'm going to do it. That's why this podcast is weekly at the Mo, just so that this, you know, will be done, and I want to get it done in the weekly parts. I don't want it to be something that's dragging on for absolutely ages. And it is beautiful. I don't think I botched too much of it. There was some picking up in the centre where I was just a bit like, anywhere. Anywhere you can find a stitch, that's where it's going, but I don't think it looks too bad. There's definitely a right side and a wrong side and lots of ends to sew in. But yeah, so that's clue 1. Happy? I feel like I've been put through the ringer ever so slightly. I'm not expecting clue 2 to be easy. Definitely not. So yeah, that is the mystery shawl along, the Starflake shawl. And other than acquisitions, that is all the knitting. There was less time to knit this week. There was certainly no time to crochet. I did do a little bit of crochet work, but that's it. The bulk of the knitting time I had went into the shawl, and all my knitting mental strength went into the shawl. So now we get to the acquisition section, or as I like to refer it, adding to my dragon's hoard of yarny goodness. And I have a few acquisitions this week. First up is a couple of books. The first one I picked up is Once Upon a Knit. This book has been on my radar for quite a while. It's been in my Amazon queue. I've been wanting to get it, but you know, it's not necessary, so hey ho. But I decided that I wanted to cast on the yarn that I got in last month's Ducky Darlings Mystery Club, which I think I have caked up in here, so if there's rattling. Whoops. Yeah, so I balled this up, ready to cast on, and after discussion with Hayley, who's the dyer of Ducky Darlings, we can class this as a Christmas yarn because Jack and the Beanstalk is a pantomime. Hey ho. But I kind of wanted to double down on that, and I was looking for a festive sock pattern to knit with it, and I couldn't find anything really that fit. There is a pattern called Dumbledore's Christmas, which I think is by Erica Luda, who did the Hermione's Every Day. She did a full set of Harry Potter themed patterns, and I thought that would be quite a nice one, and it might well happen yet because I think it'll be simpler than the next one that I found, which was in this book. And this was, can I find it? Yep. These socks, and these are the Jack and the Beanstalk socks, which for a Jack and the Beanstalk themed club and yarn which is called Fee-Fi-Fi-Fum, I thought that was pretty cool. But these have lace and bubbles and cables and are toe up, so maybe not, maybe, don't know about those ones yet. That's definitely just, certainly not this week, but aren't they beautiful? And this is designed by Laura Hoffman, I think that's how that's pronounced. And that's in this book. There are lots of lovely patterns in this book. Very much recommend. And the other book I picked up was from work. I work at a traditional haberdashery called Dutton's Buttons in York. I work there 2 afternoons a week, just for a few extra pennies for when crochet designing isn't bringing any quite in there. And we sell books there, and occasionally I'll get a, oh, this book came in, you might like it, and it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna like it. And this one is a Fair Knitting book, and we had a different Fair Knitting book in which was lots of motifs that I was after for working on the berets and the tams that I've been making. I've made one, so obviously I'm making loads. And then this one came in, and yeah, it's really nice. It's quite simple, but it's got some lovely projects in. It's really difficult to show because there's an awful lot of pattern, but yeah, there's some really lovely projects in here. Yeah, so I'm excited to have a proper read through this and take some of the motifs and add them. I don't think there's actually a beret pattern in here, which is sad. There's a few beanie patterns and things like that, but yeah. So this is Fair Knitting, and it's by Monica Russell, and I think this is pretty new. It's just come out as far as I know, so check it out if you see it. That's books. Yarn. Ooh, you alright, Cass? Thank you. So my Not Tracy shawl that I've shown a few times on the podcast and worn had the contrast colour was by Fine Fish Yarns, and she was decided to discontinue her singles base, which was very sad because I love it, but she was offering some mystery sets of 3 at a very, very reasonable price. I don't know if there's any left, but her link will be in the her link will be in the thing, so do check out her shop if you can. And these arrived, and let me put them, it's almost like a fade set. It's so beautiful. Look at these. I am all over this. So I have got Kyoto, which is a natural with pops of colour and sparkles. There's a bit of like blush pink on there and whatnot. Love. And Victoriana, which is a very pale green with browns and rose gold and spots of pink and burgundy. Just beautiful. And finally, Slipper, which I don't know where she's got the name Slipper from, but I instantly sort of thought of like that glass slipper from Cinderella when I saw this. And this is greens and blues with, again, speckles and pops and beautifulness. So yeah, so that was a treat, but yeah. I was just noticing actually, because I've got these and then I've got this next to each other. You can kind of see my colour loves. Although I do like the brights and the neons as well, so I'm kind of like opposite side of the spectrum. And the jewel tones, just all the colours. All the colours. But yeah, these will probably end up being in shawls. I really love singles for shawls, and it would be interesting to put them together maybe, because that's what they have been sent to me to go together, so maybe we'll get them together. Don't know, but I love them, and they might just live in stash for a while because I've got a few shawls on the needles, and yeah. But yeah, very happy they are now in my life. Next, I needed to do an order with Wool Warehouse to get some yarn for a crochet commission, which is this exciting purple Drops Paris here. This will be a lot more exciting when it's actually crocheted up. This is going to be something really cool that I'm actually really excited to make. So yeah, I have it. It is here. I very much doubt the lady in question is watching this podcast, but if you are, I have your purple. It's gonna be something cool. And Wool Warehouse is a great website for ordering all the yarns, and they offer free delivery if you spend over £25. And that was under £4, so it would be silly not to, really, wouldn't it? So I ordered the new West Yorkshire Spinners Christmas colourway, which is the Robin colourway. I wasn't dreaming, it is Robin. Yes, so yes, it's Robin. This is the colourway for Christmas this year, the 2019 colourway. And yeah, so I picked up a colour, that one. And because I need all the Christmas yarns, because I have many, many Christmas socks to knit, yes, Cassie, I do. All the Christmas socks. Don't think you can see her. I might just turn it so you can. There we go. So because I got that one, and because they still had this one in stock, which I never picked up, I also picked up the Holly Berry colourway from a couple of years ago. They're very similar striping patterns, and yeah, all the Christmas socks, and I'm very much looking forward to casting both these on maybe at the same time. It might be quite fun just to knit a load of cuffs, and then I've got a load of vanilla socks on the go to get all the Christmas socks knit. Also from Wool Warehouse, I picked up the King Hole Zigzag Christmas colourway, and this is again 4-ply. It's not my favourite, it's not the best colours, but I think it's interesting to try all different types of sock yarn, from commercial to indie dyed, you know, cheap to posh. So this one will be knit up. it actually feels fine. It feels nicer than those Reggio ones that I finished the other week. So yeah, it's just, I think the red is a little bit on the pink side. I don't know if that's coming across on the camera. Yeah, but it's definitely Christmas coloured, so it counts. And then I was just browsing the opal section for anything reasonably Christmassy, and I came across this one, which is the Love in Colours collection, and it's got a bit of blue in there, but I think we can call that Christmassy. Yeah, definitely. So this is colour number, no idea. 1788 or 9514, depending on what fibre or party means. Who knows? So yeah, so that was all my order from Wool Warehouse, and then yesterday I had a little bit of time before I started at Dutton's in the afternoon. I'd met a friend for coffee, and so I popped into my local yarn shop, which is Knit and Stitch in York, and I picked up the West Yorkshire Spinners in the Cayenne Pepper colourway as a contrast for all the Christmas socks. This is brilliant Christmas red, probably one of the best there is, and obviously it'll go perfectly with, maybe not this because that's the wrong red, but definitely these. Definitely these. And also while I was there, I picked up, diving into the bag again, these two Curiosity yarn cakes by King Cole. And these are for a planned crochet project. I am going to try and get my crochet mojo going again by doing another shawl or scarf, possibly. Quite a big one hopefully, so it'll drape a lot more than my virus shawl did. And I really like these colours. It's all sort of peaches and rose and browns and greys. Yeah, so I think that'll be really nice as a crochet project. I'm actually quite excited to get this cast on. I just haven't decided what pattern I'm going to use or whether I'm going to come up with my own. Don't know about that. But yeah, so that is the last of the acquisitions for this week. Yeah, Bubba. Hi. So that is it for acquisitions. It's quite a lot, and I really probably didn't need quite so much. And there are another couple of things on the way as well. I'll show you those next time. The last thing I have to mention is that we have a giveaway going. We hit 100 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you so much to everybody who watches. Yeah, thank you. We currently have a giveaway going on, and that is for our 100 subscriber giveaway. Thank you to everybody who watches and subscribed, and as a thank you, I have some lovely prizes for two lucky people of you. That didn't work. Yes, so anybody who subscribes to the podcast and has their account on a public setting, because if you're on a private setting, I can't see you, so I can't get prizes to you. If you will be entered into the giveaway, and anybody who shares the podcast on social media, either on Facebook or Instagram, and uses the hashtag Yarnwaffle Podcast, will also get an entry. And there are lovely prizes, and yeah, I will be drawing the winner on the next podcast, episode 7, and today is the 8th of November, so it's 1 week from now. Yeah, so be sure to subscribe to be entered into that. It really is some lovely prizes. And that is it for this week. You know, it's been a bit of a shorter episode, which is great because it means hopefully it will upload a lot quicker and it won't take me quite so long to edit it because, ooh, I've had some big editing days. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next week. I will have the next part of the Stephen West mystery shawl along on the way. Hopefully a couple more finished objects, and hopefully I will actually have had a bit more knitting time. But yeah, till then, thanks for watching. Bye bye.